I'm going to be making a mirror, a fantasy themed mirror using a dragon mould, a crystal mould, a mirror, obviously, and various chameleon powders and some epoxy resin. Now, this video is part of the Summer Crafters collaboration on YouTube. Now, you may have seen these before. A whole load of wonderful crafty creators on YouTube are getting together to create you a fantastic playlist where you can watch a whole load of their creations, one after the other. You can have a darn good crafting binge watch. If you want to see the rest of the playlist, you'll find the link down below in the video description. You will also find it on the end card. That's the little thing that pops up at the end of this video. Now, I'm actually organising this collaboration this year. There are so many wonderful crafters joining in, so do have a great binge watch. First thing to do is to make some of our components. Now this, just look at that. Isn't that stunning? That comes out of this mould, would you believe? You wouldn't believe that was just resin, would you? But I'm going to need some of those. And I think I'm going to need a couple more of the little dragons, for which I'm using some of the most stunning ethereal powders and chameleon powders to make these. And although the lighting in my room is a bit weird today because I've got gorgeous sunshine coming in the window on and off, hopefully it'll show up these colours lovely for you. Final thing I'm using, of course, is a cheap mirror tile. Right, so let's make these component parts first of all. Let's have a look at our little dragon mould. Here he is. As you can see, he's in 3 separate sections. Stick his wings on afterwards. Colours I'll be using are from Toonpish Crafts, and they're the Tiny Turner range. And as you can see, we've got purpley greeny, we've got goldy greeny, we've got, you can see this one's gone down a lot. I've been using this a lot. This is the most beautiful purple, blue, yep. They all colour flip like mad. And there's Nature, which is extremely green and beautiful. And again, colour flips through gold and all sorts. And Ether, which looks green at the moment, but it does all sorts. So I think the two I used for this little guy were they Nether and Ether, I think. But there are going to be variations on that. So let's put our powders onto the little dragon first. All we're going to need is a small makeup brush. I've just got this one because we're going to go down into the little grooves and put the colours in. This one I did the, I think the Nether was mostly for the body and the start of the wings. And then I went into Ether as I went along the wings. So let's see if we can do something different with this one. Should we have alchemy this time? Because I want them similar but different. Does that make sense? Right, look at this. Woohoo! These colours are gorgeous. I just love these colours. And you only need a tiny, tiny little bit. If you haven't used chameleon powders like this by painting them onto a mould before, then it's something you're really going to want to try because they are just lovely to work with and you get these crazy colour flip effects. I'll put you the links for all the products I'm using today down in the video description. And for two in particular, for the powders and for this crystal mould, I'll put you the link on the screen as well because I know some of you are watching on TV. So I'll put you the link for like a QR code up on the screen for you because that'll make life easier for you, won't it? Also got a discount code on these, the crystal mould. This mould, I think I just got it from Amazon. I'll find you the link for this as well. So you can see what's happening here. We're just putting these colours. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Just brushing these colours directly onto the mould. Incidentally, there are numerous videos out there on how to actually use chameleon powders onto moulds. I am currently filming a special. This bit of this video might end up in it actually. That's going to be all about different ways to use chameleon powders. So look out for that. Coming to a screen near you soon, as they say. Right, I'm going to go in with wicker now. Now this one goes through green and gold mostly. They just colour flip like mad, so you'll see all sorts in this. As I said, you can only need a tiny, tiny little bit. If you want to see these used really, really well, have a look at Toonpish Crafts channel. Again, I'll put you a link for Wendy at Toonpish Crafts. That's where these powders come from. But she's an absolute master of using them in really fine detail. Now, what I have in my head is this idea of a lovely little mirror to go on my bedroom wall that will have dragons flying around it and crystals. So it's going to be, I hope, a very special mirror. Quite where in my bedroom I'm going to put it, I don't know, because I've got a big mirror in there already, which I try to avoid looking at myself in nowadays. It doesn't look like it used to. Yeah. We all know what it feels like getting a bit older, don't we? Well, those of us who are getting a bit older do. Doesn't mean you have to grow up though, right? Are we agreed on that one? Right, now what I'm going to do is just go through this bit that I've done with the purpley colour with a little bit of the green as well, because anywhere I missed with the purple will now be picked up with this green. So to recap, that was Alchemy, yeah, Alchemy and Wicker. Look at that colour, that's staggering. All right, we're just going to chuck some resin in that. Now, while I'm at it, I'm going to chuck some resin in this, because for this one, I'll be just putting the colour. Can you see how I've done there? The colour is going on the back. So let's get some resin out. The resin I'm using, people have been asking about this. I don't think I've actually shown it on camera in my videos for a little while, so let me show you. I tend to use this for a lot of things because it's kind of a go-to, quite an all-rounder. You can use it for shallow pours up to sort of medium pours. It goes up to a reasonable depth, actually. Obviously, I've got shallow pour resins. I've also got deep pour resins, but this is the one that I tend to use as my all-rounder. And it's called Apex, as you can see, and it's from Just For You Online UK. And that's the hardener. It's a two-parter, obviously. Epoxy resins just are. And here's the resin itself. So it's a 1-to-1, nice and easy. Couldn't be easier. Now, what's even easier, especially for people like me who aren't very organised and tend to make a mess and aren't very good at measuring things, is it comes with these pumps. If you pumped up on, just twist it that way and it pops open and jobs are good. And you can just pump it out. Now, I find them fairly accurate. So as I'm rubbish at measuring, I tend to do like a pump of one, pump of the other, and so on until I've got the same amount. But I do then put the two little pots that I've poured it out into side by side, just to make sure I have actually got half and half. Stirring the resin up then. I'm going to try and stir it more slowly than usual. That's a new bottle, so I've ended up with a load of bubbles off the pump. It shouldn't really do that, but it'll clear next time I use it. And it degasses really easily anyway. It's a kind of medium viscosity, as you can see. So while we're slowly stirring this up, I'm just going to explain what I'm going to do. In this one, it's going to be just clear. In the little dragon, it will be black. So we're going to do the crystal first. I hope you're not finding this lighting too distracting, by the way. I just don't like shutting out the sunshine, especially when it's showing off the colours so nice. I mean, look at that. I can't stop looking at that. It's even sparkling all around it. Look, is it the sparkles? Sorry. Pay attention, woman. Okay, so as you can see, I've still got a load of bubbles in here because that's what I do to resin. I'm terrible. But, you know, I'm having fun. That's what matters. Now, that will degas. It just does. This resin's amazing. So I'm not at all bothered about a few bubbles. Now I'm going to fill this up first. Now, these ones from Into Resin, they are handmade, and the original that they are cast from is also handmade by an artist. So, you know, this is the real deal, and what's not to like about handmade? So give them a squish. I tend to do a little bit, I've probably filled it a bit too much, but I tend to do a bit of this as well. Because you're going to get, because they're so detailed, you're going to get the odd bubble gets trapped in there. So do that and it will clear. Now we're going to put a drop of black in this bit of resin that's left over. It's not going to need much. And we're going to stir that up. And that is going to do our little dragon. As you can see, we've got plenty of resin here for doing this with. And then we're going to leave it. Well, normally this resin, I'd say leave it all day. However, because it's really warm and sunny in my craft room, as you can see, I have a feeling I might be able to demold this in about 4 or 5 hours. I don't know. I'm going to keep checking on it and we shall see. I'll keep you posted. So all we're doing is running that straight into the little mould. Now, people often ask, why do you always use black on the back? I know one of my fellow resin artists, Daniel Cooper, probably one of the best known ones. He's had a lot of stick about always using black on the back. There's a reason for that, people. Now, several of us, me included, have put out videos on what happens when you put different colours on the back of chameleon powders. And various other effects for that matter, not just chameleon powders. You get very different effects depending on what colour you put on the back. These particular chameleon powders, it doesn't make the biggest of difference because they are almost opaque. The colours are so very, very intense. However, some it makes a big difference. Like the ethereal powders, I use the ethereal powders a lot as well, and they're transparent. Well, translucent, is that more the word? So the whatever colour you put on the back makes a big, big difference. I'll put you I'll put you a link. It'll be somewhere up here to a video where I actually demonstrate that, just in very simple terms with black, white, and clear. But of course, you can use other colours behind them too. Right, I'm just going to leave these now. We're going to let these cure. I've got a little bit left in my pot, which I shall do something else with. Never fear, nothing goes to waste. I'll see you in a few hours. Little tip for you, if you're doing a project that means you're going to have to keep like doing lots of separate bits, put everything in a tray because then you can move it around. Anyway, this is still slightly soft and bendy. I'm going to put the colour on the back of this one. So just in case anyone's not seen how we do that before, I'm going to go in with some elixir again. And we're just going to, I'll tell you what, taking these tops off, if you put them on tight and you've got gloves on, it's not so easy. Yes, anyway, so going off at a tangent, Tracy. Now, the powder that's going to go on the back of here, and this is just how I did this one. This was a different colour, but we're going in with elixir this time. Still wanting all the kind of purpley colours. All we do is we just push it in on the back like this. And if you tip it up, you can really see where you've been with it. So I'm just going to take this last little bit and just make sure that it's really rubbed in. And I've got a nice bit of coverage. Now, if you want this to be really vivid, you could back it with black. So can you see that's all over the back? Now, what we're going to do is take a tiny little dot of resin and we're going to pop it on the back there just to seal that in. So we're just going to guide that around, try not to scratch that powder off the back there. Just a thin layer. And again, we're going to leave that till that's properly cured. I'll probably leave it overnight now because it's kind of, is it about 6 o'clock-ish here in England? So yeah, I'll leave that until it's thoroughly cured, by which time this will be rock hard as well. And then I think 2 dragons will be enough. I don't know, might do a third one just in case, because I'm definitely going to need to do more crystals. There we are, there's that. So I will see you for the demold of this lot, and then I'll show you how we assemble them. Get the little dragon out. That's nice. A little bit of trimming to do, of course. Any of you. I find scissors are the easiest way to go when it's pieces as fiddly as this. You just have to be really careful you don't cut a bit of the thing off. You know what I mean? Cut one of his little spikes off or something. Oh, it's nice. That's that one. Right, I am going to make one more dragon and a lot more bits of crystal. I think I want like a bluey. I think I want more vivid colours actually. I'm just wondering whether I might back these in black. I might do. I'm still thinking about that. And I also had some thoughts on bringing some other bits and pieces into play. So I'm going to get the colours in this resin again. So I'm going to go for Supernova and Dark Matter. But same process again, so I'll just speed you up through this. The crystal, I'll do another whole one.
Land of dreams and colors, where the resin crafters dwell. A dragon came from above to break the evil spell. With shimmering scales of gold, and eyes so bright and green, a garden so bold, protecting what's serene. Oh, dragon defender, flying high in the sky, brave and mighty with a heart that won't die. with passion in their hands. Their artistry so great, spreading joy across the lands. But shadows try to creep and steal the precious light. The dragons watch, they keep keeping darkness out of sight. Oh, dragon defender, flying high in the sky, brave and mighty with a heart that won't die. Oh, dragon defender, your spirit soars on, protecting the artisans, their craft never gone. The resin crafters create.
Okay, so we have got our crystals, which look pretty amazing if you ask me. And we have got our, this crystal still, the back of it's still slightly soft, but I need to get it out. Oh, look, it's a blue one. Right, I'm just going to keep going. Now, this one I think I'm going to cut up. I might be able to cut this one up as well, I don't know. But while this is still soft, I'm going to cut some chunks out of it, like so, so that we can make extra bits and mix and match them around. So this is the reason for demolding it while it's still slightly soft. Of course, what you can do is not fill the thing right up to the top. That would have a nice, easy way of doing this as well. Because, you know, if you don't go above all these joins, then you're going to have lots of separate pieces, aren't you? So that's a way to do it too. Yeah, while it's still soft. Oh, by the way, I've forgotten to put my gloves on. If your resin is still soft, you should be wearing gloves. Sorry, I knew I'd forgotten something. Darn it. So I'm going to leave these just to breathe a little and finish firming up. And in the meantime, I'm going to pop in another crystal. Okay, switched camera angle because obviously I'm working on a mirror. Now I haven't got as many crystals made as I wanted, kind of run out of time, but what we're going to do is place all our pieces on here and just see what we fancy. So I think those two crystals go quite nicely like that. And we've got two dragons. So that's the wings for this one. I'm marking the mirror already. And they go like so. Something like that. And then there's the green one. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use the blue one. I don't think it's actually kind of in keeping with the colours of the others. So what we're going to do is just decide where we want them. Well, first of all, I definitely want those two crystals like that. So we're going to be using some ultraviolet curing glue. This is the one from Resin. It's pretty awesome stuff. I'm going to try not to get my hands in the way because obviously, you know, filming and all that. Let's put plenty on. Try not to get it all over the mirror. Obviously, you can give the mirror a good polish up afterwards, but I don't really want smudges where I'm going to be putting. Oh, this should have been so simple. Okay, so let's move that back. And let's get some quite powerful UV light in there. Of my little clip on the side lamp. Now you see why I moved the mirror, move the camera angle to the side. Cheers, everyone. So is that stuck? Yep. Right, now the dragons. Which I'm going to turn this round because I think I want it to be right. Okay, I'm trying to turn it so it's like you're looking at it. The little lamp out of the way. So that's well and truly stuck. Wonderful stuff that is. Right, now what I'm going to do, I've got some different colour glittery stones here, and I've picked out some colours that I think will go with the colours that we've used here. That's a multicoloured one. And we're going to put in like a little pool of an appropriate coloured UV resin. Now this one is from, these are glittery ones as well, I think. These are from Lightwish. And all I'm doing is creating like a bit of a puddle of the glitter. So I've got a couple of colours on the glow here. Let's take it out along the edge. Like that. And then we've got the blue glittery one here. Now what we're going to do is take some of what I hope will be appropriate coloured glitter and sprinkle in it. Now these haven't been opened yet. Now this is actual, this is how I called it, glitter. It's actual glass chips. Let's go into the multicoloured one. It's funny, these come in a shaker, look. There's no way that's coming out of there through a shaker. Now this is the bit where I wonder why I bothered with coloured glitter, coloured UV. Could have just gone in with clear. Now clearly this is going to make an almighty mess and I'm going to have bits of glass everywhere. Don't worry, I will clean it up afterwards. Right, let's cure that. Now as this is on a mirror, it should cure really fast. And then we can shake off our surplus, which of course will all end up in a little bag later. But you see where we're going with this? Oops, there's me. I don't actually know whether I'm going to need all the dragons, come to think of it. Yeah, that's well and truly stuck. So I think the dragon wants to be coming from here like this. Does he want to have his tail up in the No, that would make it too complicated. Let's stick him down here. Right. You know what, my gloves are marking this mirror, which is really annoying. I would take my gloves off, but I have just managed to cut them to bits handling metal, so I'm keeping them on. Also, it's probably not a bad move anyway, is it? Right, so let's get the dragon's body on first. I'm hoping the light will get under here so that the UV can cure, but as it's on a glass mirror, it should do. Yep. Right, and the wings. I don't want them down flat on the glass. This will probably make them a bit weaker, so I will put some more glue underneath. And probably he's going to end up with a bit of that glittery glass under his wings as well. This glue's some good stuff, isn't it? It's just a shame they don't seem to sell it on their website in the UK. I don't know if they do the rest of the world, but I found this from a third-party supplier just on Amazon, and it cures in about 5 seconds, like I said. Right, I'm fully expecting to have a flurry of people saying, "Oh, you can't use UV light when you're using mirrors because you'll blind yourself." Well, I'm not looking at the bit where the UV light is. Okay. So the person who usually has a rant about that, please don't bother. Because who in the right mind will be staring straight into UV light? I mean, come on. All right, now let's get a little bit of the sparkly stones around the dragon as well. And this will also help to reinforce his wings, because I'll get that up underneath his wings too. In fact, let's carry this on right down like this. Let's bring that around his tail. There we are. And I think the one I'm going to be going in with there will be the... Yeah, let's go for this. No, I don't know. The multicoloured one, we might lose him a bit, mightn't we? So let's go for... Yeah, let's go for that pinky colour. It's like a... I don't know what you call it, actually. Right, let's get last dose of ultraviolet on there. I'll give it a polish up, and then this side I'm going to completely leave. Oh no. Let's just have a little bit of sparkle around this edge, shall we? Just a bit, like so. Just to balance it off, really. And then, where's that multicoloured one gone? There it is. So yes, I'm going to end up with a pot of random sparkle mix, aren't I? I'll show you the set of crushed glass at some point. There was 32 in this. Was it 32? Yeah, 32 colours in this set. And they are, look at these, I mean, they're lovely. I'll show you the full set at some point. I've got to do a bit of an unboxing video. So, yeah, we can do that. So we only used one little dragon. I could put the second one up here, but I do want the mirror to be usable, so I want a bit of clear space, don't I? Right, I think we're done. I think we're done. So I'm going to get this polished up. And we will get this bit off here. There we are. Any UV where you don't want it, you can get off with a knife, just be careful. So I'm going to go and polish this up anyway, and then we will get some photos done. Well, this is going to be a really hard thing to photograph, isn't it? I think we'll acknowledge that. Right, if you've liked this video, everyone, you know what to do. First of all, go watch the rest of the playlist. Don't forget, this is part of a dirty great big collaboration with some of the most talented resin artists and a few other random things as well, all crafty stuff that are on YouTube at the moment, and they're all well worth a watch. So I'll put you the link to the playlist in the top corner, somewhere up here of the screen, so that you can go and have a good old binge watch. Don't forget to give them all a like and a thumbs up too, because a lot of them as well are very new artists. There are some that are more long established, but a lot are fairly new. And us newbies, because I'm still fairly new myself really, I'm only about 18 months in, we do really appreciate your support. Thanks then, and there we are. You see all the mess in my craft room? I'll get some photos done. See you for the next one, folks, and enjoy the rest of the collaboration playlist. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Dreams and colors, where the resin crafters dwell. A dragon came from above to break the evil spell. With shimmering scales of gold and eyes so bright and green, a garden so bold, protecting what's surrounding.